Hello, hello. Good evening or good afternoon. I should always check the time. Hello, hello, hello. Teresa, Celia, and Jarek. Can you hear and see me? Is everything okay? That our connection is perfect, and if it is, we will start. It is okay. Yes, a fantastic. Well, it is so fast today. Good. So thank you very much. Hello, Tomasz Podstawski here, and I would like to show you, how to maybe give advice. Yeah, why not? Okay. Uh, yeah, we will learn or maybe revise certain words and then maybe learn some phrases that we can use when we want to give advices. Okay, it's okay. Okay, so hello everyone, one more time. I'm glad that it is okay. And yeah, what is your advice? I remember some time ago we had something similar, and what I remember from there is that we should only give advice when somebody needs it. Maybe, maybe, but sometimes I think we should do it. For example, somebody is lost. Somebody doesn't know what to do. Should I stay or should I go? Or, yeah, that's always my problem. I don't know what sort of equipment to buy, and then I ask people and they tell me, you should, you have to, you can, you could, you must, you ought to. And this is what we are going to focus on today. So first, small differences between these four. Could, should, ought to, must. From the weakest one to the strongest one. But let's go one by one. From the bottom. Could. No. Alright. Let's imagine this situation. Somebody tells me my dog has run away. That's what I meant here. My dog has run away. Okay? So it is lost. I cannot find it. And it's nowhere here. And then I give this person my advice. So sorry, it should be here. My dog has run away because I cannot see it here. Then somebody tells me this. You could call him. So yeah, call with my phone. Probably not. Just use his name and maybe he will react. Maybe he will recognize it and come back to me. So you could call him. That's the first option. Or this person says you could go to where you last saw it. You could go. Or we could go there together. You could ask people if they have seen him. And just by the way, to dogs, yes, we can also use this. If it's male dog, of course. You could call him or call her. Or you could call it. No problem at all. So my dog has run away and my friend tells me you could, we could, or again you could, or maybe I could help you. So as you can see with could, this is quite simple. Yeah. And I'll show you later, because I want to compare it to something else, what the meaning of this is. Now should. Similar situation, but this person tells me you should do something. You should check local shelters. A shelter where lost animals are kept. You should check local shelters, or you should wear warm clothes because it is not really cold today, but yeah, I think during the night warm clothes would be necessary. So he tells me you should wear them, or my mom tells me you should wear warm clothes. Of course. Then I think we should take a flashlight because it is dark outside. Could we use could here instead of should? Of course we could. You could check local shelters. You could wear warm clothes. I think we could take a flashlight. It is possible, and it would be correct, but there would be a small difference. Let me show you what the difference is. The difference between could and should. The first one, we express an idea. It's an option. We can choose from it. I'm not saying what is good or what is right or wrong to do. I just give this possible solution. Okay, so you could call in. We could visit a shelter, or we could go and look for it. It's possible. We could do it. But when I say, yeah, this is a possible solution. But when I say should, here is my opinion. I think that, yeah, that's my advice. Yeah, that's stronger advice. We should take this action. So a stronger suggestion. Here it is just with good, it is just a solution. One of many probably. Here I call for your action. We should do it. In Polish it would be moglibyśmy. Here. We could do it. Moglibyśmy to zrobić. No, ale nie musimy. Or we should do it. Certainly powinniśmy to zrobić. Byłoby dobrze to zrobić. Alright? So could and should. This one is weaker and this one is stronger. And it has my opinion. But there's something even stronger. Oh no, just an example, 2 examples. We could visit the market. Let's imagine I'm traveling somewhere and I hear we could visit the market, but we don't have to. We could visit any other place. We have plenty of time and maybe plenty of money. So yeah, it's just an option. But then somebody stole our money. So I believe we should inform the police, even if we don't expect to get our money back. Maybe we will protect some other people. Yeah, so we should inform the police. Or when I lose my wallet, here, I could check, no, I could look for it in my car. I could ask my friend if he has seen it. Yeah, definitely. But what I should do, I should probably inform my bank so that they close my account or just disable my card. Yeah, so I should do it. Or maybe I should inform the police because, well, my ID is there. So I should do it. That would be, that would be my advice, not only an option. All right, but now let's compare should to ought to. In general, it is quite similar, but again, ought to is stronger. You should do it. You ought to do it. And a couple of sentences, I believe. Yes. Well, you should see this. For example, some data. You should see this because we may need it in our studies. Or, I believe that every citizen, we ought to know our rights because here we can protect ourselves. Then, mom tells to her son, you should apologize. It's not an option. Yeah, really, you could apologize. No, it's stronger. You should apologize because you did something wrong. And then they say we ought to follow the law. So we shouldn't, no. We ought to follow the law. Let's leave it like that. We should stay at home because it is really cold, or it is really dark, or it is raining. So we should stay at home. Or when you see the stop sign, we ought to stop at the limit line. Yeah, there's always this thick white line, and we ought to stop at it. And only then, after a while, we should go. We can go. Actually, yes, we can go. So we ought to stop at the limit line. And I wonder if you can already see this. Let's see. Yes, we have, you should see this. You should apologize to Johnny. We should stay at home because it is cold and we might get sick. Well, this is just my opinion. I recommend it, but it's my opinion. Yeah, that's what I think would be the best. Okay, and come on, with ought, we ought to know our rights. Well, maybe again this is an opinion again, but I think this one is stronger. Definitely, we ought to follow the law. We ought to stop at the limit line. So yeah, this is again my suggestion, but it's more objective. And in this time, it is not opinion, but truth. That is what we ought to do, because if we don't do it, we might get into trouble. Or maybe we may lose something. Yeah, so we ought to follow the law. We ought to stop at the limit line. Yeah, definitely. These two are great. This one, it's probably still a little bit subjective, but when we do a study, some kind of study in a group, for example, then we want to make it the best and everyone is responsible. So we ought to know, I know it's not about studies, it's about, well, living in a society. So we ought to know our rights, because then maybe the police arrests us and we are in trouble. But if we know it, at least we know that we ought to call our lawyer. All right. Now, the strongest one from the family, must. You must listen to me. Or, we must get up early. Or, I must improve my drawings. Now let's pretend that I learn how to draw, and I tell myself, I must improve my drawings because I want to be better. Possible. Explanations here. It's an, where is it? Yeah, obligation, necessity, determination. How should I put this? Well, it's similar to ought to, yeah, but here I strongly insist. So you must listen to me. Of course, nothing wrong will happen if you don't listen to me, or maybe it will not be so destructive, or it will not end in some tragic event, but you must listen to me because I have some news for you. We must get up early because our train leaves at 8 a.m. So the world will not be destroyed if we don't get up early. But we must because we need to go somewhere. And I must improve, not because I'm determined. I feel that I need to improve my drawings. And that would be it, basically. So again, must is the strongest one, but it would be my strong recommendation. You must listen to me. We ought to do something. Oh no, we ought to do something, okay, because that's the law, and we should follow it. Well, we have choice. We don't have to follow it. Maybe, not always. For example, red light on, yes, sometimes when we walk, the red light is sometimes unnecessary, I think, but we ought to stop at the red line. Definitely, we must, no, we have to stop when we drive a car. Now, should and could, possibility, one of the options, or should, again, a possibility, but I recommend it. And some phrases when to, how to use it, okay, because we have something else also. You could, you should, you ought to, you must, or, okay, you could stay when for example, my friend visits me and he or she says that she has to go, but I tell her or him, you could stay. You don't have to go. You could stay. That's possible. But you can go, of course, no problem. Now, you should stay. That's my recommendation because it is a thunderstorm is outside now, so you should stay. Well, you ought to stay. That's difficult. That's difficult. Probably it wouldn't. It's not the best example. You ought to stay because, well, there's no such a law. Fortunately, because in the past, oh yeah, there was a law that people were not allowed to stay to be outside at a certain hour. Yeah, so then you ought to stay. And now you must stay because I have so many things to tell you about. You must stay. But we can change it. And we can use some other phrases. Like here. If I were you, I would simply stay. So yeah, that's a conditional number 2. If I were you, was, were. If you were me, it is impossible. Yeah, but if I were you, I would stay. Or I would study more. So again, this is a recommendation or an advice, but we use simply different words to say it. If I were you, I would stay. I would study more. I would take a taxi because it is cold, although it's not. Or yeah, negative sentences are also possible. If I were you, I would not take a taxi. I would walk. Or I would take a bus because in this city, taxi can be pretty expensive. And yeah, I wouldn't stay. Okay. Now, other phrases that can be used instead of, yeah, the previous ones. Have you thought about? Have you ever thought, or have you thought today? Have you thought about staying, or have you thought about walking? Yeah, so instead, for example, I have problems with my spine. Oh yeah, and that really helped me because my doctor recommended me. He told me, you should walk. Alright, you could walk, you could swim, you could do some simple exercises, but you should do something. So could one option or another, but you should do something. But well, he may have asked a question. Have you thought about walking? Then I say, no, I haven't. And then he says, okay, so you must do it. If you want to walk, you need to start walking at least a few steps a day. A few steps a day. All right. The sooner, the better. Yeah, very popular phrase. The sooner you start walking, the better. Im szybciej, tym lepiej. Yeah? The sooner you start walking, the better. The sooner we start looking for your dog, the better. Something is worth a try. To be worth a try, warte spróbowania, warto spróbować. So let's stay with walking here. Walking is worth a try. Swimming is also worth a try. But you should choose one. And something might work. Okay, so walking doesn't work, exercises don't work, so maybe swimming. Yeah, oh no, here again, walking. Walking might work. So as you can see, these would be probably more diplomatic. I don't insist, I don't tell anybody or I don't tell this person to do something, like you should, you have to, you ought to, you must. No, I just give this option, my idea. Maybe. Have you thought about walking? Have you thought about texting her? The sooner you text her, or the sooner you start talking, the better. Or calling your, I don't know, calling your wife is worth a try. She's angry with me, let's say. So calling her is worth a try. And simply, I don't know, texting might work. Visiting her might work. Or if you are tired, definitely sleeping might work. And that would probably be it. Yes. Now, of course, I have this for you. Or maybe not this. So do you have any questions? Would you like to ask about something? Now let me show you a cool quote that maybe will be helpful. Should is used to give advice or opinion. And one can choose to follow or ignore it. So that should. You should do it. Okay, but I can ignore it. Now ought to is used when the advice has to be followed. All right, like the stop sign. You ought to stop at the stop sign. Yeah, of course, we have to follow it. And yeah, because these two may be problematic sometimes, and I took it from here. So if you need more examples, you can find them more detailed explanation. You can find it here. But I also have as usually, flashcards. Yes, flashcards for you, so you can always check them out. Now let me ask you two questions. Was it useful or not? You can choose. And future. Yes, do you want to participate in similar events in the future? Tell me. Alright, I can see. I have it here. Good. So are there any questions? I see no. So yeah, the timing is almost perfect. So thank you very much. Yes, see you in half an hour. I'll be here with laws and customs. So maybe ought to will be useful, or maybe have to will be useful. Although it was not in this during this meeting. But yeah, we don't always have everything. So thank you very much. See you maybe later. Visit these websites. You should see them. You should see what is going on here. But you shouldn't spend too much time on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. I still don't know how to use it. All right, so thank you very much, and see you later. Bye bye.